What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt. As you can see, the channel's named Matlock. This is my Rust review slash kind of a tutorial. I really don't know how to make this a tutorial without going through it step by step, but I'll do the best I can to describe what you're expected to do in this game. First, disclaimer, everyone is out to kill you. That is the point of this game. That's what I've seen, felt, endured since I got this game a few days ago. And it is relentless. I have not once had an alliance with someone, and that person did not eventually just screw me over. So I'm done. I'm a shut-in. I've got my little hut back here. Well, it's not technically a hut. It's an actual made fortification of some kind. We're gonna call it a shack, because that's not a hut at all, is it? Just kidding. But yeah, this is Rust. This is my front yard. This map is huge. I'm mainly looking out here to make sure no one's running up to try and shoot me as I'm just sitting on my front porch without a weapon out. Okay, maybe that's not going to be very intimidating. It's not an M4. But yeah, so when you buy this game and you decide to start, you're going to spawn in on a random server, and the only thing you're going to have is this rock, which tells you it's a rock because your hands are around it. Nice little clue there. 2 medkits and a torch. So it is pretty much that, but 2 medkits in the middle. Medkits do not help you with health, they only help stop bleeding. As if to say, hey, you have 2 HP, but guess what? You're no longer bleeding, so you get to live. Just hopefully no one sneezes on you. But so you run around the wilderness and try and acquire resources to somehow make something like this to protect yourself or weapons. You do that by acquiring food from animals. There's animals walking around, boars, wolves, deer. If you only have a rock, you're really only going to be killing a boar. You're going to be chasing a deer for what seems like a mile just to get it down on the ground, bashing it with a rock. They're pretty elusive. I wouldn't recommend trying to kill a bear with a rock, as I've yet to do it successfully. So yeah, that's pretty much. So you'll do that. You'll kill the animal, and then you'll repeatedly beat them with the same rock to remove materials off them. You get animal fat, cloth, chicken breast, as it is an alpha, so everything apparently is made of chicken, and you use that. The food itself, obviously, as you can see on the bottom right here, I have a food bar thing. So you have to eat food to stay alive. Makes sense. So that's how you harvest the food, obviously, from animals. But beyond that, the trees obviously give wood. There's boulders out in the middle of the wilderness. You smack a rock or a hatchet against that, and you'll acquire metal ore or sulfur ore. Just in terms of the crafting elements of this game, just to give you an example, sulfur ore after you throw it in a furnace, and metal ore after you throw it in a furnace, I believe will give you, well, the metal will give you metal fragments, the sulfur ore will just give you sulfur, but you mix the charcoal from the wood that you burned and the sulfur to make gunpowder, and then you can use the metal fragments that you got to make them into low quality metals, and then make that into a pistol, and then you use the leftover metal fragments with the gunpowder to make 9mm ammunition, and then you have a weapon. Hooray! That wasn't complicated at all. I just went all Food Network on you in terms of how to make something. But either way, it's a fun game. I just wanted to give you the basic idea of how this works. Now, again, as I said in the beginning, everyone is out to kill you. It doesn't matter who they are, what they have. If they have a rock or an M4, they're going to look at you funny because they've been killed by 50 people that look exactly like you. So there's really no trust element. You'll be out in the woods chopping wood, just going lumberjack, making a living, staying alive, and you're going to be rewarded with a dude running up to you with a rock trying to bash your head in so he can get the 90 wood that you've harvested, also eliminating a threat, as he would assume that, you're going to shoot him after he gets done harvesting something and just take it off of him, which would make sense because I've done it before. But yeah, the game overall, after you acquire wood, I think I'm going to have to do a building tutorial outside this because I really can't fit that into a tutorial without showing you. But the game overall, my review, I think the game, even though it's an alpha and it is $20 on Steam, is pretty fun. The crafting element makes it interesting. Obviously you have to work for things you make, but at the same time, the weapon varieties, things like that, I mean, you really get some satisfaction after working, for a couple hours to get the right materials to make something, and you can't even imagine the leg up that you feel you have, because you went from having a rock to having a pistol. I mean, you feel just vulnerable as all hell while you're trying to gather those resources, and after you can finally, put a furnace together, get some food, clothe yourself, things like that, and then you can make a weapon, you feel like you're no longer in the lower class. Fuck, you're almost upper class. You feel like everything's been, and it wasn't ascribed to you, obviously. You achieved that status, so you just feel great, unless you run into somebody with an assault rifle, and then you feel like a little biatch again, but regardless. As you can see, on servers, the time of day is different. They have different setting. What is that? It's a tree. Okay. The time of day normally lasts about an hour. Nighttime, it varies, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't do dick at nighttime. I just sit in here and wait, because I'll come out at dawn and start collecting resources, but I don't run around at nighttime because you're just too vulnerable. You can't really see anything. Some people have flashlights attached to their guns. It gives them a huge advantage. It's like Battlefield 3 all over again. So I don't even dick with it. I just sit in my home and work with the furnace, whatever. You don't sleep in this game, even though it's alpha. That's probably, and plus you can't sleep like Minecraft, because obviously there are other people playing too, and no one's going to go to bed at the same time. So this is just used as a respawn point. So as soon as you can craft a bedroll, if you die, you'll click at camp, and it'll throw you back here. Storage box, workbench, which is required for some things you craft. My very poorly placed staircase, as I really didn't have much of a choice until I could expand more, and a furnace. Furnace here. Just to give you an example what the game looks like. If you have wood, which I do, you throw it on there, you hit E, start it up, and it's cooking stuff, which is great. Well, it's cooking ore, it's smelting. But yeah, I go on and on, don't I? But overall, in terms of what I'd rate this game, like I said, probably about 7 out of 10. I would say it's better than DayZ. I haven't played standalone, but I played the mod, and I enjoy the crafting element. It gives it a bit of an edge on it. Plus, Rust has been the top-selling game on Steam for 2 weeks now. And obviously this game was made by those that made Gary's mod, and they are kind of beside themselves as to what to do. They weren't expecting this type of popularity. So the updates are coming, just not as quickly as everybody would like. But either way, it's still fun. The community's alright. I would just say, overall, in a nutshell, if you buy this game, be prepared to rage, because everyone will kill you whenever they have a chance to, and until you are, top dog and can manage the hardware and equipment necessary to be untouchable amongst your peers, you are just going to be getting upset one day after another, because people are either killing you or raiding your home and taking all your hard work and running away with it for free. So again, my name is Matt. Thanks for watching the video. I'm going to have some tutorials probably being put up for Rust here in the next few days. If you have any suggestions, questions, please leave them in the comments. Like the video, subscribe if you want to. Until then, guys, take care, good luck, have fun, and please, for the love of God, don't die. Take care.